All right. Just don't get me sick.
Nah, I won't. What's going on, guys? We welcome you back to another edition of Shed Talk. It's your boys Nate and Tony.
Hello, world.
What's up, beautifuls? It's great to see you guys all again.
I think we've gotten a lot of good reviews recently. I mean, we've gotten some tough feedback too, but I mean, it's been pretty fun. I love getting the people involved, and I like hearing what people's perspectives have been.
And once again, we do really appreciate y'all for listening, taking the time out your day to give us your moments. Really do appreciate that. And we cannot forget, we're also here with our producer, Peachka.
Peach, with 2 Ks.
1A on all platforms.
That's me.
And she just recently had a birthday, so wish her happy birthday.
Yay.
Let's go. Good party tonight.
Now it's time to cut the bullshit. Last time we gave you guys an extra long episode, so we just going to cut right into it. Anthony.
Yes.
What's been on your mind lately?
So there's been a good topic on my mind, and I think it's been on both of ours since we've kind of both transitioned into a new job in a sense. We mentioned in last episode, little congratulatory to you getting a new job, payroll specialist at Ollie's. Phenomenal job.
Good stuff, cheap.
Good stuff, cheap.
And we can't forget about you. You becoming a manager now.
Yeah, recently getting promoted to an account management job with my company. Great things have been happening. It's been a lot of movement. But what I wanted to kind of talk about and my thoughts around what's been going on is, we're coming up on almost 2 years of graduation. At least, I graduated in May of 2018 from Bloom.
And I was December 2018.
And you were December. So, we're coming up on 2 years being out of school. Which has been weird because, you think about the transition. College was a good time. It took a lot of hard work, discipline, a lot of fun.
A lot of good times, a lot of
great times, when we were there. But
go Huskies.
Yeah. Okay.
Every episode.
Right. But, we wanted to talk about the transition from college to the adult world and also kind of talk about a work-life balance and what's very important to us. I posted it on Instagram, posted it on Twitter, asking people's questions. I'm going to give you guys some perspective that we got from some of the fans, some of the followers, and we'll kind of roll with that and give you our thoughts as well, and then also kind of roll with some exciting news at the end. So I was looking into this topic, like I was saying, college to the real world. Did a little research. I just want to put some numbers in perspective.
Right.
43% of people graduate college, public or private school, in 4 years. 43%. That's insane.
We're bringing you the facts.
Bringing you some facts. This is from the U.S. Department of Education.
Fact checked.
Facts.
I am fact checking this one. But 61.5% of people, same statistic, in 6 years. What are your thoughts?
The motto is keep pushing. It don't matter. As long as you're able to finish, that's kind of the main thing. Where it takes 4 years, because you said it took you 4 years.
Yeah.
It took me 4.5. So I was in December. You just said the statistic was some people. There's a greater percentage of people that take 6 years to graduate. So being able to just finish, even doesn't even matter what kind of time it takes you in. Just being able to say, hey, you did it, that accomplishment, that just feels good, so it doesn't even matter.
Absolutely.
When you finish, as long as you start it and then you finish it, that's really all that matters.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And, I did the typical 4 years. I got out in and out, barely in and out in 4 years. It was close.
And not even, you really did kind of the typical traditional college lifestyle, how it was really pinning out there in the world. You go to school for 4 years. You get 1 to 2, maybe 3 internships. You work a job over the summer. You, like you said before, you've been in a frat. So kind of touch on that, how that really helped prepare you to be able to go into the real world.
Yeah, so a lot of you know me as the Tony Football. I was the fraternity president of one of the bigger fraternities in college. You know me as the party guy. People were always, dapping me up in school, saying, "Hey, man, I'd walk to class and see a bunch of people, and then I'd come back."
Frat Star Tony Football.
Yeah, that ain't me. You guys didn't know the half of it. So when I was in school, I always had a work hard, play hard mentality, and one of the things that I was doing, outside of my weekend fun or, during the week fun if we were out partying and whatnot. I was busting my ass. I had 2 internships through college. I used to work for the Harrisburg City Islanders Football Club and do, ticket sales for them, a little bit of marketing, a little bit of networking. And, that helped me a lot get into one of the best internship programs in the country, working for Enterprise. They really taught me the rest of it. They taught me the management skills I needed through school. Schooling helped, but really the real world experience is what I got out of it, and that helped me become a professional. It was kind of awesome too because they offered me a full-time job before I started my senior year of college. So walking into my senior year, I'm going, holy hell, I have a job. Not a lot of people can say that, and I felt really good about it because I was like, this is an honor. Like, I can't even believe I have something that's going to happen for me after May of 2018. So after that being said, I went through school. I still busted my ass. I actually ended up making Dean's List that next semester. Never thought that was going to happen, to be honest with you, but that was my best semester. It go into my last semester, and we kind of touched on it before, how it was shitty and things like that.
Right.
But one of the positives that came out of it is I was referred into the company that I'm currently at. Tech Systems is where I'm currently working. I had a family friend that I've known since we were babies. He was like an older brother than me. And he hooked it up, got me a job there. It was, I honestly made the move because my degree was in human resources. And I didn't want to just rent cars for the rest of my life, to be honest with you. So I took a step in a different direction, made a choice on my own to work and become a technical recruiter.
Right.
Which it's been a great experience. And again, obviously now I'm an account manager doing more of the client facing, but like that's where my life has gone. And I really do, it's a grind every day. And some days you get put down, some days aren't easy, but like you got to remember that work hard, play hard mentality is you work hard, have a good time. You guys see the fun I'm having. I keep you guys in the loop. I'm always out with my friends. But what you didn't see in college and don't see now in the real world is the true discipline that I put into it. And I know you had the same thing when it came to football. So, and this job that you're now in. So, like, just to bounce it back to you, like, what was your transition like?
See, mine was a little different. As you just said, you were able to take, the traditional path of doing 4 years in school, having a job prepared for you right out of school, having 2 internships while you were in school. While it was a little different for me, as you said, everybody knows I play football up at Bloom. So
captain of the Bloomsburg football team, just putting that out there too.
No big deal.
No
big deal.
No biggie.
As he's repping a all NFL jacket of every team, looking like Saquon Barkley over here. Yeah,
Yo, watch the YouTube version, y'all see something hot.
It is pretty sweet, but
seriously, see, for me, that was one of the struggles that playing football really is going to sound weird. Like for me, the guys I was working out with, shout out to my trainer Ryan Mackey's at the lab. If you need somebody to work out with, that's my guy. He's the man. He helps everybody. Hit him up. But our workout schedule, we were working out with dudes that had been in the NFL, guys like DJ Bryant, my man Danny Lansana. We had Quan Alexander here for the summer working out with us. And those are dudes that played the same position as me. We had guys from IUP, Shippensburg, local competition. Our workout time was 10 a.m. every summer, 10 a.m. or 10:30. So that being able to get an internship, I know a bunch of my other teammates, they were able to do that. Their workout schedules were a little different than mine. But for me, our discipline was 10:30, being out on Susquehanna's field, Central local high school, Central Dolphin field, out there working Monday through Friday. And be able to get that experience from guys that were playing at the highest level possible. It was just something I couldn't pass up on. But, that was also able to help me basically all throughout school, having that discipline to be able to wake up every day, be to the workout, try to work as hard as possible, and then be able to have downtime too. We'd be able to kick it. We'd be able to go out and get food together. Might be able to go out and get a couple drinks together, be able to reward ourselves for working hard. And two, I was able to work nights at Hershey Park as a tram driver, and that in itself...
Watch the tram car, please.
Please stop, I hate that. But that in itself, that wasn't really an internship. No, actually, it wasn't an internship at all. It was just a little summer job, but some of that stuff that some of the stuff I seen there, the experiences that I learned and witnessed from the people I work with there and the guests I interact with, that was honestly was something that maybe like an internship might not have taught me, but it's something that a skill that was able to help me down in the long run. I remember I used to have people all the time like, "Oh man, you ain't getting no internship, yada yada." I'm like, "No, but I'm making the best of a situation that I'm in." You know,
absolutely.
You learn as much as you can. And then they say too, you know, you said you had that job with Enterprise coming out. For me, it was I really didn't know what I wanted to do. It was either going to be, do I want to go out and get a job, or do I want to keep trying to play football? After December, you know, next 2-3 months, I'm sitting there contemplating going back and forth. Then I'm like, I'll go do a little job, and then working at Panera, being a delivery driver there. And I'll never forget me and one of the regulars that used to work there. He was a businessman himself. He asked about my background. He looked at me. He was like, "Man, you know, you got 2 degrees. You know, what you doing here?" And I told him, "Hey, man, I'm trying to figure out if I want to play football. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with life. Where do I go next?" But at the same time, I still need a little bread in my pocket. I need a little money. I can't just be living at home at a bum. But I'm trying to make the best of this situation. He looked at me, cracked a smile. He said to me, "You gotta make the best of what you can do, because you never know the stuff that you're able to learn in the situation that you're in."
Right.
Again, you know, me seeing people every day, working with people at Panera, regular customers, regular co-workers, you know, was able to learn so much. And again, you know, I might not have been able to learn if I was in a different spot.
Right. No, and you bring that up to a good point. Is, you know, some people take a traditional route like I did, and some people take a non-traditional route.
Exactly.
You still learn as people. You're still, you know, gaining experience as a person. Picking up people skills is a big problem people don't know how to pick up somehow.
Yeah.
Social skills, working with people. I mean, you obviously were able to do that in class. Hell, we had classes together in college where we were working together to study, to work on projects. Like, those are the simple things people always forget about. But you can also train. Yeah, and people take it for granted for sure.
They really do.
But people don't remember what it's like to kind of transition into what they call the adulting life. No. It's not called adulting. It's grow up. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm trying to, you know, explain. Obviously, people knew me as this former frat boy that went out and partied all the time and all this stuff. No, you didn't remember what I was doing behind the scenes and working my ass off to also have that fun. Yeah. Just like you did on the football field, busting your ass every day. No, Bloomsburg had a phenomenal couple years in that tenure. You guys went to the PSAC championship one year as well, right? I mean,
my freshman year.
Right. And you guys had a lot of talent, and you guys were very good. You guys all had to discipline yourselves to be that and also have fun, because, look, we got out of Harrisburg for 4 years, and that was the best experience I've ever had. A lot of times, do I look back and say, man, could I have saved a couple bucks and went to Penn State Harrisburg, you know, make some money, get a degree from Penn State? Sure. And a lot of my friends did that, and I'm still friends with them to this day, but my experience was completely different. I was able to become independent. I was able to work on my life outside of the realm of my family that all lives in this area, and all my friends that I had through high school, all my friends that, some of them came to college with me, you being one of them.
Exactly.
You know, so like we all grew as people away from where we are, and I'm back. Like, I'm here living, you know, and yeah, living at home too. And you know what? That sucks. It sucks to an extent. I love my family, but like, obviously I spent 4 years independent on my own for the most part. Maybe the money not so much. Like, it's different from when you transition to going to college, because your loan money, the money that you're probably given from mom and dad, because trust me, I asked for a case of beer here and there, to be honest with you.
My grandma used to hook me up with some money after the football games, home games were the best
that was a
days.
blessing. Like, your family supported you through everything. Now you're out in the real world, which, again, you got to grow up at some point.
Right.
And people still struggle with that. And they're like, man, I wish I was still back in college. I'm like, no, the hell you don't. Oh, I don't know why you do.
And me personally, I had got to a point where, as it's already been talked about, I did that extra semester instead of me wanting to go to grad school again. I really didn't know what was really next for me. Right. I remember me and my advisor, we had talked it out, and she said one of the options was, instead of just getting a management degree, since I basically had all my classes done, I'd take a couple more extra classes. I'll have a management and marketing degree. And I was able to do that in 4.5 years, which to me
You have a dual major?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's the only reason. Yeah, that's the only reason why I stayed. That's the only reason why I stayed an extra semester, to be honest. So, you know, that extra semester, it was basically in 4 years, you had to grow up, like you said, away from home, away from Harrisburg, but that was there to help you. Where me, I was able to have even a little extra time to be able to do that. Yeah. And I would like to say, you know, that extra semester was really able to help because, as you just said, there were people that were saying, man, I wish I was still back in school and everything. I know me, I wasn't one of those people, and I was still up there. By that, I was sitting there thinking that last semester, I'm like, I'm here for football, my teammates, and get this degree. Most importantly, get this degree and get out of here.
Man, 3.5 years in, I felt the same way. I was like, get me the hell out of Bloomsburg. Yes, I miss two specific things in college. One, my friends, but I still see them all the time. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't change. Two, my house. I do miss my house. 137 East Ridge always has my heart.
And touching on that point, you say you miss living with your friends. As we're talking about how we're making that transition from going from being a college student to being a full-time employee, 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever your work schedule is. How are you yourself able to balance out being able to go back to see your friends, or occasionally going back and up and visiting people at Bloom if they're still up there, or just the stuff you do in general? How are you able to balance all that out? So, as you said, have a work hard, play hard mentality. You were able to have that in college. How are you able to do that now?
Well, it's not easy. So the work-life balance, it's really hard to have one of those. I posted on all my social media personally to get some perspective of people's thoughts on work-life balance. Now, I know everybody has an opinion on it, and they may have different opinions. I actually got some pretty interesting answers. A lot of them will probably be typical to what you think. So I have them written down here. My favorite one was the first one sent in. It was a quote that somebody I know from high school, in the kitchen of his office. It says, "Don't be too busy making a living, you forget to make a life." That is very, very important, and I appreciate that response. Some other things were like, you have to be good at both, as far as be good with your life, be good with your job, like your job. Yeah, you got to be good at both. You got to also enjoy that. You have to enjoy what you do day to day. Mental health kind of goes into all this again. It's something that's very popular in the world. Mental health breaks are very essential. Somebody wrote in and talked about that. Taking a little break. Some people I know are working 70-hour work weeks, taking care of people, for example. One of my friends that wrote in, she was like, hey, you have to understand, I'm working a lot of hours, and a lot of us are working more than 40 hours a week, but
some people might even, they might be working their 40 hours a week at one job. They might be having a second job because they had to be able to pay for another bill, had to be able to pay.
Absolutely. Some people have more than one
job. They have someone else to pay,
But,
people our age have to support their families.
Exactly. So they could have some crazy circumstances where they got to go in and be the breadwinner right out of school. Yeah. It's like, whoa.
I know people who have to send money to their families in other countries and stuff like that. It's a whole big thing. Everybody has different monetary struggles that they have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. And it's tough. But what to wrap into that is it's important to love what you do as well. Mm-hmm. Those people, that one specific person that wrote in and said they work 70 hours a week, but they enjoy it. That is so essential in the work-life balance.
I can easily relate to that. My current job right now, Ollie's, I love it. The people there, they're so friendly. They are so nice. Walking there every day, everybody says what's up, ask how each other are doing. They generally care for you. You know what I'm saying? But also too, while I was at Panera, I like being a delivery driver. It's something.
Yeah, it's a different job. It's fun. I've never experienced that, but
it is something different. I was riding around all day delivering food,
probably bumping music.
Exactly, bumping music. New Music Fridays, best days.
Oh, they
deliveries be booming. I drive around the car and listen to music all day, and I could have money each and every day coming out of my pocket. And the people I work with, I love working with them too. But also too, to be able to balance out, going there and delivering every single day with my life. One thing that was able to open up for me to do is to be able to do something I always wanted to try, and that's coaching football this past year.
Yeah, that's an awesome experience. Touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, and that was something where, again, talking about work-life balance,
And not knowing if you wanted to play football or...
But I always knew coaching was something I wanted to try and be able to have the opportunity. And to see that balance kind of play out, because when I first started, they told me, we're here every day, Monday through Sunday. Basically no days off as coaches. I'm sitting there thinking like, wow, it wasn't even like that being a player. Right. So how am I going to be able to basically make that transition, going from work to practice, then going home, having to do it again the next day. But again, like you said, you have to be able to like what you're doing. So me being able to like what I was doing at Panera for the time, being a delivery driver with my coworkers, getting through the day, it was no problem because I would know I was going to something that I really loved in coaching, being able to help kids, being able to give back to the community, being able to show somebody something that helped me when I was playing football, or something that I probably could have done better or something, just be able to give them advice. I was able to do that, and again, I had to be able to balance that out because it was every day. I'll make sure
it's not easy.
It was with kids. That's not easy either.
And it wasn't.
I can't do that.
Especially like I'll tell you.
Good with that.
And I'll tell you too. Like for instance, the hardest days would be we practice on grass. It'd be pouring down. If it was pouring down rain all day,
it's a mud day.
Exactly. We could be busy. I could be busy at work.
I don't miss
have a busy day at work. Get off at like 2:30 or 3, and we have practice at 3:30. Then go basically straight from work to practice and be out in the pouring down rain from like 3:45, 4 o'clock until like 6:30 at night, and then have a little mini after, not leaving school until 7.
And you're not just there; you're trying to encourage the kids
exactly.
and like make them feel like they're doing stuff well.
And it's like days like that where I'm like, damn, yo, it's pouring down rain.
The last thing you
my shoes are soaked, my socks are soaked, I'm soaked. It's like, man, this weather's so shitty. But again, it's something I enjoyed, where I was able to go there and see that I was able to help somebody that day, be able to do something better. I was able to do something to help in the practice. It's like, the fact that I like to be able to, or really love being able to coach football, that was one thing that boosted me up. But then also too, whenever I went home, I was done with everything for the day. I was able to unwind. It wasn't just, I really wasn't thinking about football that much anymore. Wasn't really thinking about work that much. I knew it was time to turn on my PC, turn on my Xbox, start playing some games. That way I was able to unwind and really just...
And unplug from your job. Unplug from your life, because you need that balance.
Exactly.
Which is funny, because the one piece of thought that I got from responses from my social media, I had a guy I'm very close with. He wrote in and said that life doesn't pay the bills, and that our generation tends to lack ambition and passion. And he's only about a year younger than us, I believe. He went to Bloomsburg with us as well. I can agree to an extent. The one thing I don't agree on is there are a lot of people out there with true passions and true ambitions. Hell, we're doing a podcast right now, and we're not getting paid to do it. We're doing it because we enjoy it. Right. Like, we want to share our perspective with the world, as an example. And
again, too, this is a way for you to unplug, kind of unwind from your busy work schedule.
Yeah.
I touched on mine, how it was for me over the past, that was basically my life the past year. And also, with coaching football, it was my life for the past, 4 months, Why don't you touch on what it's been like for you to go from 4 years out of college straight into a job and be able to balance all that out 2 years later as you're coming up on 2 years of being out of school?
So, it definitely has been a weird transition. I touched on it a little bit before that, I had a really rough end of my college career with a friend passing away, a rough relationship. Going right into a job I should have honestly just went in maybe sooner than I did. I took a month break after I graduated, and I had a lot of thoughts and a lot of things that I was doing, and, I was like, I need to get busy again. So I do like to be busy.
That positive distraction.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was going through some shit when I was not busy. So, yeah, I started my career technically in June of 2018. And obviously I've been in this job since, obviously I made one change, getting promoted back in December. It's one of those jobs where you really got to put effort in, day out. You're working as a team, but you're also competing to be the best almost.
Right.
It's not easy to do that kind of stuff. Being a recruiter is, a lot of people want to work with you. Some people don't want to work with you because of the persona of a recruiter or the stereotype. For example, in my new job where I struggle is clients tend to say, oh, I don't want to work with you because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, now I have to get creative. And I have to really dive into myself, think on my toes, and how can I be audible ready for all of these things that are coming at me? It's definitely been tough. And, you know, but what we're getting at is how do I balance that hard stress and life that I'm doing in a job, you know, more than 40 hours a week, back to my regular life? What has really helped me is going to the gym almost every day. You know, I go from my job, I leave around 5 o'clock every day, and I head right to the gym. Thankfully, the gym's halfway home, which is nice and convenient for my commute. So that really gives me no excuse to not go to the gym unless I actually have something to do.
Right.
So, you know, that's one thing that helps me balance is I go to the gym and it's really shown results. You know, I'm down like almost 25, 30 pounds since graduation.
Yeah.
And that's a phenomenal feat for me. I'm not done yet. Like,
but
I'm
if it
still
makes you feel better, that's really what's the most important.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things, especially when I'm in the gym, I go out and lift and I work on my, you know, focus on different body parts, what I got to do. I've really gotten into the wellness of that side. One thing that's really helped me with my mental stress, and it sounds crazy, is I do boxing now. And for the last few months, boxing has been one of the greatest transitions in my life as far as like, and I don't have anger issues. I don't have any stress of management problem with my anger, like wanting to beat somebody up after the end of the day. No, boxing's just a good form of cardio to me. And I don't like to run on the treadmill. I don't like to do these stairs. That's my cardio. And I sweat like a pig when I'm out there busting my ass.
And as you said, that's kind of your way to unplug, unwind at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
As you just said.
Especially after a shit day. Like, oh my God, I look forward to punching
you stressing you stressing every day, as you said, to be able to work with people. Some people you might know for a while. Some people you're just meeting for the first time. You don't know what their difficulty level is. As you say, you yourself, you be putting stress on yourself because you want to be the best. It's a workplace where you work as a team, but also too you're working to be the best. But
especially transitioning. Sorry to cut that.
No, you're
especially
good.
Transitioning into a job where you're almost like a leader. Like my job, they try to, you know, the real deal of a recruiter and the account manager job is you are a partner. One's facing the consultant, one faces the client. There's a bad misconception that account managers are I'm their boss.
Yeah.
It's not true. Some cases it is because you have to report to people. Certain people you get assigned one. Like I had a recruiter lead who's also my account manager, who actually now I share an office with. That's a boss. Somebody that wants to be your development almost in the job. But that's what I do even with my partners as recruiters, because I've been in that chair. I partner with my people and I want to make sure I understand. Now I have 3 recruiters under me technically now. All of them I understand their pain points. I understand how they work and how they focus. You know, one, for example, is newer. Him and I have almost a player-coach mentality. And it's not a boss to recruiter mentality.
Right.
You know, if he needs help with something, I draw out the play. And then go execute it.
Yeah.
It works every time. You know how each person works.
That's what a real leader is as opposed to a boss.
Exactly.
That's what you
That's
should
the
be
biggest
doing.
thing. You know, I have the title of account manager, but it's not the boss. I'm not your boss. Like I said, those 3 people, I could tell you everything about each person, their life, and one of them is, funny enough, one of my closest friends since college.
Right.
We used to live down the street from each other, and we worked at the same company, started a week different, and like that was one of the struggles that I thought I was going to have to face is I'm going into a role where they look up to me and that partnership, that friendship, people were like, how is that going to work for you? When I was interviewed, that was one of the questions. Like, how's that going to work specifically? And I was like, there's no problem there. I already know we can work together as a team, and just because I'm going the other way and doing more client work and bringing the business in, we're still able to work together, for as an example. So,
and as you said too, you're also able to maintain that friendship. You're also
Absolutely.
able to have that professionalism in the workplace, but be able to maintain your friendship as well outside the workplace, which is again
very important.
That's a very important to have the balance in your life. You know.
So, And to kind of bring back to the actual topic of how do I balance it, like I was saying, going to the gym helps. You mentioned unplugging after work.
Yeah.
That's 100% what I do. My job, there are times it's like, oh, God, I get an email after, 5 o'clock, and it's, do I respond to it in the morning, or is it something urgent I need to do now? That's a situational thing. If it's absolutely urgent, sometimes I will respond. It's funny because we had a talk at work, and this might have been even 6 months ago or something, where our old director, he was like, how do you feel about that topic specifically? Getting an email after work or having to do something after your 8 to 5. It's like, well, you don't obviously want to do it because it's your time, but sometimes I had to. Anywho, I do unplug after work. I do very similar work after the gym because that's my me time to get better. After work, I get dinner, I come home, I'm playing video games or I'm listening to music. Or maybe I'm doing stuff like writing my podcast out because this is my passion project. This is something I truly believe we could do for a long time because it's fun. Right. We've been friends for how long, and this is something that we can also just bounce each other off of, no problem. This is something, everybody has a specific talent, especially even in this room. Our producer's great with doing back-end work, but also has a great rap career coming for her.
At Peachgut with 2 Ks, 1 A.
Knew that was coming, but that's the thing. Everybody has a specific talent that they think I shouldn't even say they think, they know they're good at, but it took us a while to even start this thing up. But that's my work-life balance. That's how I unplug, is I'm able to enjoy a passion, another one of them is I play soccer still once a week. I'm on a men's league team down by at Yellow Breaches Sports Center. We've been playing together for about a year, actually almost a year and a half together, and we've all become really close friends at the same time. And that's one of my unplugs, is I'm able to still play soccer and enjoy the sport that I've been playing my entire life. I haven't not touched a soccer ball since I was 4. I'm 24. 20 full years. Even just at the youth soccer level, the high school level where I was captain at McDevitt, to playing club soccer at Bloomsburg. It wasn't the school team, but it was still just as competitive, traveling around and doing all that, but not like what you were doing as a football player. And now I get to do it as a leisure and just go out with a bunch of old heads who are all kind of washed up, but so is our competitors, and have fun. We won the championship going into this past year. It was fun. It's like winning all over again.
And that was a good point you made, too. I like how you said that's really your passion. You said you haven't not touched a soccer ball since you were 4. And ironically enough for me, I haven't not been involved in a football season since I was 8 or 9, something like that, And it was crazy to think because I was thinking all last year, I'm coming off of just finishing playing football, what I've been doing my entire life. And I'm like, man, what do I do next? But it's I still had that passion for it. And I really was thinking, man, I'm going to go through this year. This is going to be the first year I do nothing football related. Come to find out, towards the end of the year, I'm sitting there coaching on a great staff at Middletown and doing what I love, just in a different capacity. As you said, you were able to do soccer's been your thing, where you competed in it at high school levels, you competed intramural levels in college, to now where you're doing it for leisure time, where you're also still having fun with it. And same with me for football, where football has been, having to work hard and a great program in high school, working for a great team in Bloom, where
David.
Yeah, and then
one of the best.
And then transition over to Bloomsburg, playing college, where
Go Huskies.
Go Huskies. Where college, people don't understand, where really football goes from almost kind of being something you really love to it almost being like a job, being there 6 days a week for multiple hours. And
that's exactly why I didn't get into the varsity soccer at Bloomsburg, man. Maybe I wasn't that good either. I wasn't the best, but
you could have pushed yourself.
But I could have pushed myself to be that.
Playing a sport, especially in American college, it is like a second job.
Yeah, it's just
I know how you guys were operating. You guys had to get up and work out at certain times during the day, and then go to class, and then go after.
Exactly. Watching film, lifting at different times, and then again, it's I finish that up. It's I do that for 5 seasons straight at Bloom, and I'm like, wow. This was the first. I was thinking 2019. This is the first year where I'm gonna go to a football camp. I don't gotta wake up early for no meetings. I'm not gonna watch no
Sure, that was
film.
nice.
Yeah, it was, and then it was lovely. I'm not going to lie, but then it was also too to be able to do kind of something in my leisure time where I can be able to still be a part of the game, where I can coach, and like I said before, I can give back to people, be able to help them out, but I can also still be able to do it in a leisurely, fun way, and still be able to compete. Like you said, you guys just won a championship. You know, this year
Young Boys FC, baby.
This year we made it to the district championship in our league. You know, it's like to be able to compete at those high levels while still being on the, you know, you're not doing it, you know, per se as your main thing, but be able to do it something leisure or something you just love to do. That really is able to help you unwind and unplug after a long day, after a long work week. Like me, when I was right up in there, I was looking forward to them Friday night games, like Monday through Thursday. I might be sitting there, oh man, who works long. I might not be feeling it today. Fridays would come. I'm like, man, I'm juiced up. We got a game today.
Excited,
I'm
like
excited.
you're playing.
Yeah, as if I'm playing. And it's only something I'm doing just as like a little side gig.
That's how I feel about like doing you guys' podcast. It's exactly the same as like whenever I record an episode of mine, or like whenever I go do a show. It's like just as exciting, even though I'm not on camera. Like it's just as fun because I love it.
Yeah,
So
this stuff like this. These are our passion projects. Like doing this podcast, putting a soccer ball between my feet and still being able to play. It's don't give me that look. That's the name of the game. Soccer ball between your feet and you score a goal. You know. So
I've never heard that in my entire life.
I haven't either. I just made that up.
Pause. I mean, also too, me too, being able to spend Sundays all day watching film, Saturdays watching film, Monday through Thursday at a practice, Fridays, you know, game day. You know, that's all something that we love to do. And then, like I said, I got the final shed thought, and that kind of brings me to what I got for it. So, my final shed thought for the week is this: find a hobby.
Say it again.
Peacher says, say it again. Find a hobby. But seriously, find something that you love to do outside of your daily routine, outside of your daily work schedule, you know, because them 40 hours a week, like you said, them 70 hours a week, whatever, them 2 jobs a week, whatever it might be for you, that puts a lot of stress on you. As you said, mental health, that's a big thing where you need the mental health days. You got to be able to take care of yourself, take a trip, go somewhere. You got to be able to get away from it. Your hobby could be something simple. I said them, it could be something simple as collecting coins, collecting stamps.
Like it's something for you.
Something for you. Like
it's okay to be passionate about whatever you're passionate about.
Exactly. Yeah. Anthony's passionate about soccer. He loves FIFA. You know, he loves the Eagles. His passion outside of work, football season, he looks forward to that. Soccer season, that's what he looks forward to. Me, I love football season. I used to play, you know, video games. People know how I get with those. I'm on the game 24/7 if I'm not anywhere else. Exactly.
WWE.
Yeah, and y'all really,
Going to WrestleMania.
if y'all really know me, y'all know too, I like pro wrestling.
WWE.
Y'all might say it's corny, it's
fake.
whack.
It is.
But guess what? That's how I don't mind. You know, I don't come at y'all that watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, cooking show, none of that.
Nope. I don't watch none of that.
Because that's you. That's for you. If that's how you unwind.
Hey, WWE was always tough. Who cares what they say, man? I grew up watching it too, and I still wish I was watching it. I don't watch it enough, but
like I said, man, the thought of the week, man. Find a hobby, find a passion, somewhere.
Do what you love.
Exactly, somewhere you can unwind from a busy day, and be able to say, just take time away, and be able to say, man, whew, I got this to relax. I can get back in my place. Whatever it might be.
You don't have to worry about anything other than what it is that you want to focus on. Like when you're at the gym, you're focusing on yourself and your wellness and your health. When you're playing video games, you're focusing on having fun,
exactly.
Like without having to help anybody or without any of that stuff, and that's so important. Like
when you're helping us be able to try to produce the best show that we possibly can.
Stuff every time, you know, like
exactly too. You find that hobby, you find that passion. You'll never know where it takes you in life. You'll never know the people that you'll end up meeting, per se, you know, like me. I've had, as I said, I like wrestling. I've had people where I went to college and people were like, man, that's corny. But then I find myself with our entire men's soccer team and other people like on our floor. We're sitting there watching and having a good time. That's just how we unwind. Same way Anthony. Anthony has made lifelong friends from playing club soccer 2 years, 3 years removed from college.
My closest friends from college, I literally met playing soccer on the quad of Bloomsburg. Wasn't even on the actual pitch. I put on Facebook when we used to use that shit to say, when we were freshmen in the 2018 group chat, hey, who wants to go play soccer? And one of my close friends, who I'll probably see in a few hours, commented on it, and he literally brought his squad, and then that's who I lived with for 2 years. It's funny how things kind of happen. Yeah. And to kind of add to your thought, work, we were talking about the balance. It does allow you to have a life outside of work and do what we love to do, like you were saying, like traveling, going places, enjoying your video games, enjoying going to the gym, things like that. But like, as you wrapped up with, like, time is so important. Time is of the essence. Don't make excuses to not have that hobby. Don't make excuses because you have 24 hours in a day. I work, you work, but we still have fun and do what we got to do outside of those hours of work and still get our sleep in sometimes.
Exactly.
Never let work take over your life, ever, because some jobs they do, and you can fall into a really deep pit. Yeah. But
and then
find your hobby.
You'll end up like me, who like had a breakdown at work and now don't want to work.
Right. But in all honesty, really to wrap up today's episode, all in all, find out what you like or love to do at your job. That way, whenever you make a transition from, as Anthony was, from having one job set to going in a completely different field, me coming out of college, not knowing what I wanted to do, to Nikki being over the pond over in the UK.
Spending 7 years getting her master's in theater, film, and production.
Exactly. Making that transition to go there and then to come back here and get into that adult life.
And just do what we're doing right now, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Just make sure whatever you find out, whatever you love to do,
do it.
Make sure it's something that you love. Yeah. That way you're happy, and then, as we said,
enjoy your life, damn it.
And get something on the side that can take your time away, where you can really sit back and just kind of unwind, as we said, unplug from the world.
Absolutely. So, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 4. We got a lot of things coming I wanted to bring up at the end. So, we have episode 5 coming in 2 weeks. We got a lot of big changes coming for next episode. Episode 5 is going to be real fun. For the first time in our history of our podcast, we are going to have our first special guest.
Woo!
I'm not going to tell you who that person is. He's, I'll give you a hint.
He's a he?
Yeah, he's a he. He is a local legend in the area. So we'll have to bring him on, talk a little bit about his life, talk about what's going on. We also have some pretty exciting stuff coming in the works. I don't want to give any hints because I want you guys to tune in. There's going to be some big things that you guys can get involved with in the local community that are very special. I want you guys to keep tuning in. Obviously, keep sending in your shed thoughts. Those are very important. I've got, like I said, I started off that one topic with a lot of people's thoughts. Keep sending them in, man. Give us some thoughts on the episode. Give us some thoughts on, what you want to hear maybe next. We do value these things, and we value you guys continuing to follow us, listen to us, work with us. You can follow, like I mentioned, all of us here, we thank you. And again, to wrap up, you can follow us. We'll start with our producer. You can find her at Peachka with 2 Ks and 1 A. Find her there on Instagram. Find her there on Twitter. You can follow me at TheTonyFootball on Twitter, FUTBOL. You can find me on Instagram at Tony.football, same spelling. And then you can also find Nate.
As always, you can find me on Twitter, N_Monroe26.
Why are you so close
also, to the mic? I'm on Instagram at Nate Monroe 45. That is Nate Monroe 45 on IG.
Nate Monroe, please come to the office.
I'm gonna call your ass in.
That's where
you're going to the principal's office.
That's where you guys can find me. But seriously, it's been great. We like you. We love you. I love you enough. I did this podcast with a sinus infection. You guys rock. Have a great day.
I hope you don't get me sick.
Hope not either. Wash your hands. And
Don't
until
get coronavirus.
and until we shed again.
Love it.